I'm Gareth Hawkins. I'm the investment director at Block Dojo in London, in the UK. And what's happened in the recent weeks and days is that the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Kwasi Kwarteng, has delivered the UK startup ecosystem a fantastic additional opportunity. He has increased the SEIS scheme by 66% in the last few days at his mini budget on the 23rd of September. What is SEIS? It's the Seed Enterprise Investment Scheme, a fantastic government incentive to encourage individual business angels to make investments in early stage businesses when they need it the most, right at their inception. Originally, it was the first £150,000 that they raised. Now it's been increased to £250,000 per business. Those businesses that qualify have to be less than 3 years old, have to have £350,000 or less in assets. And what this does for investors is enable any of those qualifying SEIS investments to be made with a 50% tax incentive, so offsetting 50% of those investments against their earnings, really helping to insulate against some of the risk of investing in super early stage businesses. The SEIS is sort of slightly more incentivized than the EIS scheme, which exists for the next £2 million on for businesses. And that is tax incentivized at a 30% offset. So still, great encouragement. But the real advantage of both of those two schemes is that as an angel investor, if you get one of those fantastic exits at some point, you will make that capital gain from that exit and pay zero tax on the capital gain, which is tremendous incentive to go ahead and make those investments in early stage businesses. So I'm sure all the experienced angels watching will know that the sort of sweet spot is to get up to around 15, 20 investments in different verticals, different vintages, and that those are ultimately the kind of numbers that lead to more risk spread, more opportunity for exits. And we think that by doubling the incentive as it has, it will encourage more money to flow into the system. More startups will benefit from that. There's typically around 2,000 a year that will take SEIS, and we expect that number to increase. More importantly for the individuals is that amount per individual, per investor now has gone from £100,000 a year to £200,000 a year, meaning that you can really scale up your portfolio at a rate of knots and get to that critical mass sooner, whilst taking full advantage of that additional tax incentive. At Block Dojo, we are an incubator. So we handpick founders, formidable founders with fantastic game-changing products from over 150 applicants that we get to every cohort. We boil it down to the best 8 or 10 that we can find. And we put them through their paces for 12 weeks. We give them a great deal of support to build out their MVP, to produce their pitch deck, to get their financial modeling right, to find their first customers and get their first traction. And they really get a great deal of value by being part of the program. And part of that opportunity for them is that we list them on our platform, dojodiscover.com. And part of the opportunity for angels is they get to discover some really great startups that have SEIS available in which to deploy their new allocation.